Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We got another weekly recap video for you all. It is the week of Thanksgiving this week, which means a short week of work and lots of family travel and visiting. But you still have to make the gym schedule work, so definitely got the training in, and training is starting to pick up some momentum. So overall, feeling good. On day one here, I had 4 sets of 4 with 595 on pause squats, which I'm pretty sure this is a PR for sure for pause squats with the safety bar, but maybe even overall as well. And then here we had snatch grip RDLs. These are getting heavier as well, kind of slowly but surely. Pretty happy with how they're moving. Deadlift has kind of been the trouble movement, where it's just been not feeling great, but not feeling terrible at the same time. No injuries, but just kind of plugging along. So there we are with that. Then day 2, we kind of picked up where we left off 2 weeks ago. So last week, if you remember, I dialed it back on my Swiss bar bench just because I was feeling a little bit fatigued and a little bit of soreness in my chest. And then this week, I was able to swing right back to a PR with 355 pounds here. And as you'll see, moved pretty well. I've been using the new SBD stiff wrist wraps from the Momentum collection for my Swiss bar benching. And keep an eye out. Tomorrow, I plan to let out a full review video on those stiff wrist wraps. I've really been liking them specifically for my basically neutral grip pressing movements. And then here we are with incline bench as well, down to sets of 3 and starting to get heavy. So this is 325 for sets of 3. I think this was my second of 4 sets. Overall, moving pretty well. My shoulder is feeling great. It's one of those things where I don't think about it at all anymore. So if we wanted to, I could definitely transition into some regular bench press routines. But as you'll see later in the week, strength for regular pause bench press has been going up. So definitely happy about that as well. And then here we are with my tempo deadlifts for the week. Up to 425 pounds for these. These are nice and easy, just kind of greasing the groove as far as deadlift form goes. Not a whole lot to say on this. And you'll see after these, I have my pick of rowing movements. And as you probably know, I've been choosing barbell rows, which I hadn't done for a long time before this kind of off season started, and they're finally getting heavier. So honestly, these barbell rows are the highlight of day 3. I get more excited for those than I do the deadlifts. But we're up to 365 pounds, did 4 sets of 6 with these, and this is one of those things. Yes, there's a little bit of, call it English or like momentum used in these rows, but that's okay. You know, I'm still hitting my lats. I think this is a great movement for deadlifting overall, and I feel like I'm getting stronger with them. So I'm excited to see the kind of carryover that I have. So take a moment here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. It helps out with the algorithm, and I appreciate you all for taking the time to watch these every week. I really do appreciate you all. So kind of going with the theme of Thanksgiving, thank you to you all if you've watched this far. But I've got day 4, so this was Saturday, and I kind of had a build up. This is heavy day, heaviest squatting I've done in a long time, and this was 695. As you saw, moved like a warm-up really well. And then my last warm-up here was 725. And this also moved pretty well. You'll notice at the beginning, I think I lost some tightness overall. And it kind of like slowed down the rep for a moment and got me pitched forward. But, you know, overall, this is still moving with authority. And then my top singles were with 755. So here we were. And this is actually heavier than the heaviest single that I had in my North Americans prep. So that heaviest single was 750. And as you'll see, this moves really well. I would argue it moved as well as the 725. This is my second of what was supposed to be 3 singles. And you'll kind of notice at the bottom, I get a little pitched forward. And if you watch the bar, it starts to roll up my back, which I was plenty strong enough to reel it in, and you'll see it still moves really well. But, and hey, that's stronger than I've ever been, because if 755 started rolling like that in any other version of myself, I would have been in trouble. But because of that, I was a little extra taxed with my back, and I decided to reel it back. After this one, I hit my last single at 735, the same as last week, just to, make sure I didn't do anything stupid. But leaving the day, I had a lot of momentum. I mean, that 755 moved like an 8.5, RPE. So super excited with those. And who knows, we might be good to move into next week and hit something even bigger. On to bench. Bench is feeling great. 450 pounds once again is the most I've touched in a while. My shoulder's feeling fresh. And I know this week I was supposed to hit a single at 9, and that 450 was definitely too quick to be a 9. I decided not to push it any further, but if we have the same RPE range next week, I plan to take at least a 10-pound jump, hit something like 460 or more. I think that's in the cards for a 9. And then I had, 3 back offsets of 2 with 425, and those moved nice and smoothly as well. So here we are, closed out the week with some deadlifts over 300 kilos once again, 665 pounds. I did do my first set with an over-under grip. I tried to record that. I must have hit the picture button instead of the record button, so that's kind of a pain in the neck. And then for my other, 3 sets, I used straps. I strapped up just because my hands were starting to get torn up, and I still wanted to get the volume in. So overall, those moved really well, especially after such a heavy day, kind of capping off a great week of training. So that'll do it. I appreciate you all tuning in. As always, I hope your training's going well out there. And until next time, happy lifting.